U.S. forces have conducted precision strikes in self-defense against Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen following an attempted attack on a U.S. Navy carrier group. Initial assessments indicate the destruction of multiple launch and radar sites. No U.S. casualties were reported. The Pentagon made it clear the retaliation was defensive, but firm. The United States will defend its personnel, its ships, and its allies. We will not tolerate attacks on international waters, said the Secretary of Defense later that day. The U.S. Navy reported no losses. The same couldn't be said for the Houthis. Satellite imagery the next morning showed 3 large impact craters and smoke still rising from the coast. Several Iranian-supplied missile systems, valued in the millions, were completely wiped out.
Ow.
The strike had crippled their ability to launch any immediate follow-up attacks. But beyond the battlefield, the political shock was just beginning. Inside Yemen, Houthi leaders vowed revenge. In Tehran, Iranian officials publicly condemned the U.S. response, accusing Washington of aggression. Behind closed doors, however, analysts believe Iran was caught off guard by the scale and speed of the U.S. retaliation. The message was unmistakable, Lenny. Threat to U.S. naval forces would be answered instantly and with overwhelming force. Across the Middle East, allies quietly expressed relief. Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and Egypt had all been on edge. The Red Sea is their lifeline for trade and oil exports. A successful hit on an American carrier could have shut down one of the world's busiest maritime routes. The U.S. Navy's quick reaction had not only protected its own ships, but also stabilized the region as vital shipping lanes. By the evening, shipping companies reported that commercial traffic through the Bab el-Mandeb Strait had resumed. But now, every vessel in the area received constant aerial coverage from U.S. surveillance drones and P-8 Poseidon maritime patrol aircraft. The American presence had turned the Red Sea into one of the most closely monitored bodies of water on the planet. In Washington, the National Security Council convened to assess the broader implications. Intelligence reports confirmed that the Houthis likely acted on Iranian encouragement, testing how far the U.S. was willing to go. But instead of showing weakness, the United States demonstrated full readiness to strike back swiftly, surgically, and without hesitation. Military analysts compared the event to past confrontations. Some called it the most serious challenge to U.S. naval power in the region since 1988, when American forces clashed with Iran in the Persian Gulf during Operation Praying Mantis. Back then, too, the U.S. response was overwhelming, and the result was the same. American dominance at sea remained unshaken. By the next day, the carrier strike group continued its patrol as if nothing had happened. The deck crew resumed flight operations. Maintenance teams checked every system. There was no celebration, only quiet professionalism. The sailors knew they had just lived through a real war scenario, one that could easily have gone another way if even a single system had failed.